Not again.
Hello, my baby. Hello, my honey. Hello, my ragtime gal. Sunday is just my wine. Baby, my heart's on fire. If you refuse me, honey, you lose me. Then you'll be left alone. Oh, baby, telephone and tell me I'm your own.
Check, please.
Okay, so maybe that wasn't Alien, but it looked pretty close. It was a lot funnier too. What's up, everybody? Random Guy 3 here, and today I'm going to be reviewing Alien, the original one. It's 40 years old now, if you can believe it, 1979. And it's a pretty good film. There's a reason why it's a classic. However, what people don't seem to understand is the first half's really boring. I know that's hard to believe coming from, Alien, but it's pretty true. And the first half, that's I get it's a horror. They build it up, but it's slow. It's so it's paced and it takes forever for the scene there that they're doing a parody of the alien popping out of the guy's chest. That only happens halfway through the film of the original Alien, of the 2 hour long film. It takes them an hour to get to that point. And it's just, I mean, there's cool parts of it. There's just some pretty interesting, cool parts of the film. Definitely afterwards, at least. But during the beginning is just, I think they try to introduce the characters, but really, you're just not gonna care because it's a horror. They're all gonna die. That's basically how it is for most, if not every single horror film ever made. Everyone's gonna die at the end. There's just no point to any of them, really. And just, I mean, overall, though, like, when the alien actually does show up, that's when the movie actually becomes pretty good. I do admire it for that. But however, like I've been saying, it's just, I mean, the sequels are a lot better. There's a lot more people that the aliens kill off. There's a lot more aliens in the sequels. This one, it's a nice starter. It's like the first Mega Man game. Like, it's a good starter. It gets definitely better the more that there are afterwards. But, and what's really interesting about it is some of the choices that they did for effects. I mean, it's 1979, so it's not like they could have used like animation and special effects like they do nowadays, which I'm actually kind of grateful for because it could have been easily like Star Wars and just messed it up with all the effects and then try to do it better, try to work better off with the effects and practical effects, which it did end up working pretty decently in the sequels. And same with, well, maybe not with Alien, but just overall, like I've been saying, it's a classic. It's a good one, and that's really all that. It's starting to seem very similar to my Indiana Jones review. But because the thing is that like there is a lot of death in this movie, and it can become pretty gruesome, pretty horrific stuff to watch. What's really interesting though is the alien, of course, itself. There's things about it they're trying to discover, trying to figure out. Like it starts off as a face hugger, jumps on your face, latches onto your face, and then later on you seem perfectly normal after it comes off, but then alien shoots out your chest. Is pretty gruesome. It's pretty odd. That's the best scene in the movie. That's the reason why everyone talks about that one. It's iconic. It's a classic. People do a parody of it because it's the most important, the most memorable scene in the movie. Which is like even the picture that I showed in the beginning of the video. See, right there. That's not, I didn't do that. I don't have that kind of talent, but I bought that at Comic Con because I love all the sequel. Like I've been saying, the sequels are way better. I like those a lot more. But they would not have happened without this first movie. So I definitely need to give the movie credit for that at least. I'm very thankful for that. And I also want to thank everyone who put time into the movie. It's gotten really popular. It's a good thing it has too. It's managed to grow, become more successful. But this first movie, it takes forever for it to go anywhere, and I don't understand why. That would be your alien horror movie, and half the time there's this cat that we end up chasing around instead. It's just weird to me that that's what they went to do and go with. The real sense. This is just something that they decided to do instead. And Ripley, a lot of people were saying that movies don't have enough strong female leads. Go watch Alien. Ripley's a perfect female lead. She's very strong, very confident. Everyone goes to her in the sequels, especially in 2. It's where you first start to see that she's lived through all this. She's gone through so much crap fighting off these aliens, fighting for her life. I find it interesting that she's like the only one that survives each time. That's an interesting coincidence, but maybe there's a strong theory behind that. I doubt it, but there it is. It's out there. And I actually have, I don't know where it is, but I have like these little like alien figures of like Ripley and the Xenomorph. That's what the aliens are called in these movies, Xenomorphs. And what I really like, I really love the design of them. Like the way that they have this huge, giant, like oval shaped thing. They start off as eggs. I was gonna say egg shaped, but now I realize they actually come from eggs, so maybe that's not the But what I really find cool about it is that there's a mouth inside of, like when they open their mouth, there shoots out like what seems to be another miniature mouth, and that is just sweet to me. Just everything about the design of the alien itself is just perfect. And the fact that they bleed acid is perfect. The way you can only kill them by burning them alive with fire is perfect. Alien itself is perfect. I really like that they had the way that they're fighting them off in the sequels. It's perfect. I don't know why I just didn't review the sequels. they're just they're perfect. This movie though, they would not have happened though without this one. So, like I've been saying, I'm very grateful for. And overall, if you just want to fast forward through the first half, I highly recommend you do. But I mean, the first half, I guess it does kind of work out as a build up a little bit, but not really, not as like entirely. It works out fine enough for what it is, for what it was back then. But another problem I have with it might just be for the time. I had to constantly turn the volume up and down all around all the time. Just it could be one little noise and it'd be like booming, it'd be like nearly blowing out my speakers, and then all of a sudden it'd just go back down like whenever they want to talk and I can just barely hear them. That was another problem I had with it. I think it might have just been for when the movie came out, sound was a bit different. Not sound itself, but running sound for film, sound equipment, it was a bit different back then. A lot of things from back then are different now. None of the effects are really laughable though. Like it's actually aged pretty well as a film, which is amazing, I think, for when it came out. It does keep you on your toes a couple times. The death in it works out pretty well. Ripley, like I said, she's awesome. She kicks butt in this film. And that's really all I have to say about it. Go watch it. 40th anniversary edition on DVD out now, I'm sure. Blu-ray, perhaps. And yeah, see you guys later.